Voucher Cloud, and some of you probably might even use the Voucher Cloud application on your iPhone or your Android handset, or even use it by SMS to go in store and actually redeem mobile vouchers. Bit of background on Voucher Cloud. We launched only just over a year ago, and so we've only been in the affiliate space very, very small at that time. February 2010 is when we actually launched, and we were the first national mobile voucher application to launch in the UK. At the moment, we've got about over 1.5 million downloads of the application, and we're looking, on average, getting about 750,000 mobile voucher redemptions every month. So our mobile platform is working really, really well for us. We always position ourselves as a mobile voucher expert rather than actually a expert in the field of voucher codes. We're pretty much following what we're doing with other brands there, just trying to make sure we can give all the multi-channels to all the merchants, and which we can do. So yeah, a few awards. We picked up an award just after a year, so we're quite chuffed with that. And we've also just started working with Orange. You've probably heard of Orange Wednesdays. That's a fantastic thing that's happened for a long time now. Basically, on our application and on our website, there's a section for Orange users only, so they have to go on there, put their Orange number in, and then they can access mobile vouchers which you can use in store, or some codes which you can use online as well. And Orange has just started to push this, and done a press release a few weeks ago on that. And also got a few new campaigns launching this summer as well. Right, so basically, the talk I'm doing today is on mobile vouchers, not mobile websites, not website stuff. It's literally, if you've got a store in the UK, I don't know how many of you do have stores in the UK, it's going to be ideal for you. Or if your products are in stores in the UK, and we can work with partners where we can actually redeem something in the store. And I'm going to go through with you a few things really. Basically, how mobile vouchers work in a very simple way, how we use them, probably how a few people might use them as well. You've got a few more mobile vouchers applications actually coming out now, and trying to emulate what we're trying to do, and some do a slightly different version of what we do as well. How the commission structures work. There's three main commission structures which I'll talk to you about. A few stats which are out there already, and a few stats on a few case studies we've done with some national brands, and also how you can increase exposure, and then hopefully I'll answer some questions for you as well. Most of these screenshots you'll see are from Voucher Cloud, basically where we get most of our information from there. And I'll take you through literally how the mobile vouchers work now. So in the simplest terms, you can't see it properly there. I've messed about my thing. Basically that says that a GPS finds the location of the customer, and it populates the application with the vouchers that are nearest to you. So I'm in town, I turn on my application, GPS finds my location and finds the stores nearest to me that have a mobile voucher which is valid. Then the customer will find the voucher they want to look at and be able to see the address, the T's and C's, phone number. They can actually click through to the website here, which will keep them in the application, and if you wanted them to browse your website or goods, they can do that, and of course they can call the branch to check their stocks in as well. And at this stage, when they get to the store, they will be able to actually get their goods, go to the till, and there's a few different ways on how the customer can actually redeem the voucher. The basic reason code way, and this is used by places like Gap, Debenhams, Hotel Chocolate, where they give a voucher code or a reason code or a SAC code, and that is then shown to the member staff. The member staff will then press a button on the till or enter it into the till or do something at the till to actually tag it as a redemption made by a mobile voucher. Next one you've got is adding on a range of randomly generated numbers. We range our numbers from 5 zeros to 5 nines, so you can give us a code, and then on the end of that we'll give you some unique randomly generated numbers. Mainly restaurants use these just because they write on the till receipts and that's how they record it. They don't really have fancy till systems as a lot of retailers have, but you don't need a fancy till system to actually have voucher codes, mobile vouchers, that is. And the other way will be a barcode, and this is places like Habitat use this, and New Look, they use a barcode, and they either scan it on the screen of the phone if they've got the correct scanners, or they can have an already printed out barcode behind the till where they can scan it there. And this kind of comes down to, well, I say anyone can really do it who actually has barcodes, because someone can type in a barcode, you can create a barcode up and just type that in at the very smallest stage really of the process. So that's basically how these mobile vouchers work. You can also use things like QR codes, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard about. They came out quite a while before any sorts of mobile vouchers came out, the QR codes in the paper, things like that. And little birdie told me that Ben mentioned NFC as well, near field communication. That is out now, but it's not really going to be in play for a good year or two, because it's not going to be a wider range, because it's only in a few phones at the moment, the NFC technology. But it is fantastic, and we've already integrated some of that technology into our systems, which we'll be launching later this year too. Next, we'll look at the commission structures. Now, online, everyone loves to have the CPA model. Pity you can't see it, it does say CPA and cost per acquisition. Basically, how it works is when someone uses a voucher in store and the merchant actually tracks that on their till system, they'll be able to pull a report off at the end of the month or end of the campaign, where they can actually see how much revenue's come through using that particular mobile voucher and do a batch payment back through to the affiliate network. This is the most preferred thing for merchants who already use the affiliate networks, whereas other people may prefer the cost per redemption side of things. The cost per redemption method is, instead of actually putting the trust in the merchant to record those properly, it's actually trusting our technology, and every time there's a redemption made within a range of the store, it's got to be about a 0.5 mile radius really, just because some of you may know GPS isn't as accurate as you think it might be, and that 0.5 mile radius really gives you an inkling that that customer is in that particular area and they're not at home, or they're not in Dubai somewhere pressing the redeem button. So anything that is outside of the radius is not counted, and it's not on any reports that we do. So how the CP cost per redemption method would work is a redemption price would be negotiated between parties. And the other method, you can't see it there either, is cost per call. If there's a call tracking method in place, so for example, Intercontinental Hotels do this, when you want to book a hotel room, you can actually see that they've got an offer on, or a mobile voucher where you can actually call up and quote something to get a discount. And when you book a room, it's a number which is just for Voucher Cloud users in this instance. When they call up the call centre, they know that it's an incoming call from us or from a customer. And when they actually process the order, of course, with hotels and stuff, you've got to wait until they've actually been to the hotel for it to be processed. But at least they can track it, and then again do batch payments back when they've got the reports back in, and just put it back through the affiliate networks. So those are the three main ways of actually doing stuff here. Other ways, right? So a few stats now. Some of these stats are a bit old, even you can't see them, which again is quite funny. I did do a PC version and a Mac version because I thought it was going to go on the PC, but never mind. But anyway, 1 in 4 people by 2012 will actually own a smartphone, so in the UK, so that's quite a good number there. And at the moment, 7.5 billion apps being downloaded. So percentage-wise, we're only about 1.5 million apps in the world which have been downloaded, but we're actually one of the most successful in Europe, so that says something about us. Also, 13 billion mobile vouchers will be downloaded by 2013. So that will give you an idea of how big the the market's going to actually grow. And some more stats here, which you can't see again. These are from mBlocks. Basically, 10% higher redemption stats than newspapers, just because literally people are in the area and they're ready to use something and actually go into the store. And 71% of the UK users that they actually interviewed were interested in receiving mobile vouchers when they're out shopping. So they're literally out shopping there. They are interested in actually redeeming, so getting to know that there's a voucher nearby, so they can actually go in and use it. You can see that one better, I think, that's great. Right, these are some of the stats which we actually did last year and beginning of this year as well. National Department Store. Basically, they've got 153 stores in the UK. They did a 10% discount over 19 days and received 48,000 views, 15,000 clicks, downloads, sorry, and they've got redemptions of 2,100. With that there, you can see that stat-wise of redemptions and redemption rates there, 31% of those actually who actually viewed it, downloaded it, 4% of those who viewed it, redeemed it. But if you go on the rate of actually how many people downloaded it to actually redeeming that particular set of vouchers, it's 14%. So if you take a newspaper and someone actually takes out that particular voucher and goes into it, it would be a higher percentage than in newspapers. Other one, bit similar, it's a fashion brand, but they had a lot more stores and they were doing a stronger offer for a week. Total views were a bit less, so it's 38,000, but the total downloads, 15k, were again exactly the same, but it had slightly more redemptions of 2,500. That comes out to a redemption rate of 16.5%, so that's even better. But when you are dealing with some of the smaller brands with only a few stores compared to the bigger stores, there is a bit of a difference, but it does come down to a lot of things: the strength of the offer, the length of the offer, the brand strength itself. So we've seen stuff from 4% to 40% actually voucher redemption rate. It is quite wide, but on average, hopefully you'll see around about 10% redemption rate. And now just increasing exposure, there's a lot of different ways you can increase exposure rather than just actually having a standard mobile voucher. Splash screens, I don't know if you've seen our splash screen, nothing's on there at the moment, it's just our logo. But if you've seen other places like Flickster, they have Living Social splashed around all their application, giving them lots of exposure there. Banner ads, these are usually done by specialist agencies who will actually usually work on a CPM or CPL basis, and you've probably seen these banner ads on lots of different applications. Premium listings as well, of course, lots of places can actually boost up and put you in the featured section. Or in our case, the orange section will actually give it a bit more of a premium listing. And institutional full frontal adverts which pop up every now and again, or when you actually click a particular category in our instance. And these can be used as a branding activity where it stays up for about 3 or 5 seconds with your logo, or just saying, hey, this is our brand. Or it can be used as an actual call to action where the customer has to skip it or view more information. If in this instance here, any mobile voucher or any affiliates network can actually work with us in that sense, where if you wanted them to actually click through to your website to redeem something, they can do that, and they can actually go out the application to redeem it. So that comes in the m-commerce stages, but you can do that on lots of different applications as well.